Well, I wonder how many of us are still relishing the opportunity to spend all this time with our family. If you're anything like others I've spoken to, keeping the peace at home during the lockdown is proving to be quite a challenge. This week, the church celebrates the resurrection of Jesus. We're so used to this annual Easter festival, it's easy to make light of its significance, but it's the basis of our Christian hope. And it's important because it demonstrates that Jesus' death on the cross, his sacrifice for sin, was acceptable and sufficient, which means we can be forgiven by God for even the worst thing we've done, so we don't need to feel guilty about the past. That Jesus came back to life again showed that he'd conquered death, which means we don't need to fear the worst or anything else in the future. So the resurrection puts everything in perspective and allows us to really live in the present moment. I don't know about you, but I love the accounts of Jesus' resurrection appearances. To Mary in the garden, on the road to Emmaus, and then when Jesus appears to his disciples and says, "Peace be with you." Before he died, Jesus explained that peace would be his gift to them. "My peace I give to you," he says in John 14:27. This peace isn't a feeling that's liable to the vagaries of our circumstances, though. The peace that Jesus gives isn't dependent on how we feel, but on who he is. And this week, we're reminded that he's the risen Lord who's triumphed over sin and death. Recognition of this will bring peace in our lives, whatever our short-term challenges might be, including keeping the peace at home in these trying times. And so, in the same way that Jesus' peace relieved the fear and doubts of his disciples and inspired them to share it with others, so may we be relieved of our fears and doubts as we receive Jesus' peace and share it today. Heavenly Father, we admit that spending all this time with our family isn't always easy or peaceful. But we thank you that experiencing your peace isn't dependent on how we feel, but on who you are. And so we ask that you'd help us receive your peace now and share it with those we love, today and in the days ahead.